Hi John, and let's quickly go over the animation. So overall the animation seems to work pretty nicely. I don't have many concerns with it or many issues, and it turns out really good. So let's just go over a couple things that I wanted to discuss. They're all pretty small, so yeah, hope that helps a bit. And I will probably record an addition tomorrow. So first off, the design looks pretty good. The transitions work pretty well. In terms of small stuff, I would add a bit more volume on this frame because we have a thicker outline before and after. So I would just add a tiny bit of volume here. This works so far. Again, it's a bit strange that the drop kind of increases twice on this frame. So I would keep it slightly smaller so that it doesn't seem too inconsistent. But overall, it's very minor stuff. I would also add a bit more light here since we have very bright lit up part before and after. And here, I don't know, we can add something so it doesn't just disappear. This works pretty well. I would increase the shape slightly, maybe add a rim here so it doesn't just go straight up to the darkest. One thing is I would still increase the contrast here, so make these areas that are on the side slightly darker, as right now they kind of blend in with the top part a bit, so you can make him slightly darker. And sometimes the light part disappears. I'm not sure if you haven't finished it or if that's anything else, but it's just something. Again, light part. Light part. This seems okay. Again, we can push it even further by connecting it to the surface in this kind of way rather than this kind of way. So kind of stretching it out more. This seems to work okay. This works mostly okay. This again, I would stretch out. It's less repetitive, so that works well. So just stretching it out, showing the direction, and maybe showing that it was a connected stream by making sure that it creates a line of motion instead of creating two separate directions. So contrast, this. Now for the transitions. So the initial part seems pretty good. There is one thing with a slight motion blur on the sides, doesn't seem to work. I don't know what happened here, it's just something that I wanted to note. On this frame we can make the shape more clean and clear by creating a nice curve. And here we can kind of sacrifice these additional colors in favor of more flowy, interesting design. I would suggest adding the shadow here, maybe. You can go a bit overboard with shadows, but overall if you keep it closer in terms of colors during comp, it will work out. So aside from that, I have one comment note, and that is transitions between these parts. So the swirling and the settle down works much better now. One thing that I notice is that the part that is close to us doesn't move much, and it seems a bit static. And by that I mean this part. So if we look at this part, so there is a wave going on the side here, but there is never a wave going here. You see this place kind of stays in the same spot. So you have waves going on the side that is further from us, but the stuff here doesn't really go anywhere. It always stays the same curve. So what I would suggest is continuing the motion instead of just keeping it a curve like that. We need to add some motion transition here. So I added a swirling motion here. So no changes here. Here I added a swirl, a way of going to the left, very small wave going in front to the left, very small wave here, very small wave on the right, on the center, right in the center, complementing the wave on the back, and kind of continuing the form. And then again, adding the wave in the front and adding the wave, the gap in the back. Just shrink down the liquid a bit because it kind of extends a bit too much. Nothing changed really. Added the wave on the right, just a slight one, just a slide wave on the right to the center, just a slide wave to the left. So none of these changes are really big or extremely noticeable. They're mostly connected with small changes to show the form and volume and add a bit more motion to the center part and the part closer to the camera. And you don't have to copy that, it's very rough. So why wanting to emphasize that? Let's look at the reference and on the shapes and how they work here. So we have this liquid stretched out like that and creates this nice shape. Then it stretches out, creates a splash, goes down, and we get a wave in the back. Essentially, if we stylize it, goes like this and like that. Then it creates the wave in the front. And the wave in the back continues its motion. Then the wave in the front loses some of its height, and the wave in the back does the same, but slightly less noticeably. Then it goes to the right. Then we create a wave in the back. It transitions, we create a wave in the front. We create a wave in the front, and it's tilted so we don't see the entire surface. Then it moves here, continues the motion. Then it kind of settles down and it goes here essentially. The wave in the back, the wave in the back goes here, the wave in the front, the wave in the front continues here. So the point is that we get a full transition, but it still feels like swinging more than swirling because the amplitude is only big on the sides. So when we're close to the sides, we get these splashes, we get these extremes, we get the extremes to the camera, we get this extreme here, for example. We get extreme here, and when it's passing the middle point, we create a wave and the wave transitions, but it's a very subtle one. So if you look here, we create this kind of transition and it goes, but it's just a bit more subtle. So we can do the same in your animation just to make it more interesting and to make sure that this part does not stay static. So this, making sure that the shapes are interesting and fixing the sound of other stuff is everything I wanted to say for now. So hopefully that helps you and wish you good luck with your animations. I'll probably record something more in depth tomorrow. I'll see. Bye bye.